Everyone close to me is not where they're supposed to be. They got a hold on me, and I just wanna ride away. Help me clear these thoughts trapped in my mind today. Ain't no help required, I'm gon' find a way. Ride away.
What up, whoa? Appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Good Friend Podcast. I am your host, Sensei Chop. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, wherever, at Sensei Chop. That's SENSEICHOP. For those of you who don't know, the purpose of the Good Friend Podcast is I aim to give y'all a different perspective, more positive perspective, or understanding the everyday situations that might seem problematic and or stressful. And also realize that to understand the situation doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with it, but you do give yourself the ability to not be emotionally controlled by that situation because you are understanding of it. And I ain't gonna count. I really don't even feel like doing a podcast episode, for real. About 6 days ago, my homeboy, my partner, my bro, business partner, G, one half of the podcast, A Drug Dealer's Dream, he was taken away from us. Somebody murdered him, you know, and we haven't even had the funeral yet, feel me? So when I say I really don't want to do this, I mean that in like every fiber of my being that I don't want to do this. You understand? Let's just get a little brief moment of silence for my dog real quick. But yeah, I don't feel like doing none of this shit. I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to smoke, think, and do something else besides work. But I can't do that. You feel me? It's like a lot of people don't really get that, especially being an entrepreneur. I mean, this goes for everything, for life, period. But especially being an entrepreneur, and if you're an entrepreneur in a small company or a startup company, your grieving time, your grieving period, that shit is very slim. That shit is sometimes non-existent. People can send their condolences about a tragedy that you might experience in life, but nobody gives a fuck about that shit how you give a fuck about that shit. And they don't have to. As fucked up as the shit might sound, nobody have to give a fuck about anything, really. Especially if you got people who done spent money with you, who expecting for you to operate a business to a way that for a consumer to get what they paid for a business to be able to operate their business. At the end of the day, you still gotta produce. You gotta be a business. It don't be that much time for personal shit. Everybody want to glorify this entrepreneur life. Oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm this. As soon as tragedy hit, they just expect everybody just got to understand shop closed because I'm hurt right now. All right, cool. So somebody else who's doing the same thing you doing ain't going to do nothing but come by, scoop up your clients, and now you ain't got no more clients no more. Now you extra grieving. So I had to be my own good friend in this situation. I just had to really give myself the super pep talk. Like, man, Chop, get your ass up, boy. For real, you got shit to do. Yeah, you might be a little late putting out the podcast, but you got to put that podcast out. You made a commitment. This episode 3, you made a whole commitment, bro. Put that shit out there, straight up. Even if it ain't that long, commit to that shit. Because how I'm gonna be talking the good shit of helping people have a different, more positive perspective of everyday situations that might be problematic or stressful as soon as it happens to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't follow my own advice and I'm like, nah, I can't rock like that. Like straight up, hurt and all, like fucked up and all. I'm still about to do this. Cause shit, the world gonna go on regardless. You feel me? So yeah, all y'all entrepreneurs out there, Well, everybody, man, when you grieving, when you going through something, it's okay to grieve. I'm not saying like, man, suck that shit up. Don't let that shit affect you, man. That shit affected me right now as I speak to you. But I can acknowledge that is fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? I can acknowledge that I'm hurt by the shit, but I also can acknowledge I got shit to do. So while I'm hurting, still do the shit that you gotta do. While I'm grieving, still do the shit that you gotta do. Put motion behind it. And another thing that I realized in the midst of this tragedy, social media, my boy Blanc said it best. He said, when something happens on social media, like you lose a loved one or something like that, social media becomes the equivalent of being on the expressway in traffic. And come to find out, traffic was backed up so severely because people were slowing down to see an accident on the side of the road. They just want to know what happened. As soon as they see what happened, they keep going. Oh, that fucked up. Shoom. It's over with after that. 2-3 exits later, they probably ain't even thinking about that accident no more. Maybe even sooner than that. And it's like the same thing on social media. You lose someone, you might want to post about it. And then you have like people from all over the woodwork sending their condolences, which I appreciate that. Everybody who sent their condolences out, appreciate you. Shouts out and prayers up to the family, and prayers up to his wife, his kids. They need that straight up. You have a vast majority of people who just really heading up to be nosy. What happened? What happened? Why the fuck does it matter what happened? If you was close to the situation, if you was close to the circle, that wouldn't even be a question you have to ask. You know what I'm saying? And even if you ain't close to the situation, if people know who you are to this person and to this situation, that information will be volunteered to you. That wouldn't even be nothing you have to ask. I done posted all kind of things, from the apparel that we got, A Drug Dealer's Dream, the Drug Dealer's Dream podcast, my podcast, and a few people, well, I ain't gonna downplay it. It was a good bit of people who reached out and showed their support for that, and I appreciate y'all. But the majority of people who reached out to me to try to be nosy and find out about a death, if y'all ain't about to reach out to me for the positive, don't reach out to me for the negative. That shit lame, straight up. Y'all can really stay where y'all at. But in the midst of tragedy, it'll be people who you absolutely do not fuck with. And when I say this, I don't mean people who you ain't talked to in a while. I mean people who you don't fuck with, right? And they want to hit you up to try to, like, you know, I guess offer their condolences or want to see what happened and all that other shit. Hey, look, I'm going to tell y'all just like this. Don't think y'all about to catch me in a vulnerable situation and shit to try to get back in on any kind of good graces. I don't give a fuck what type of tragedy I'm going through. If I ain't fuck with you before tragedy, I ain't fucking with you during tragedy, I ain't fucking with you afterwards. All right? You understand that? Like, this ain't no time period to be on some shit like, oh my God, life is too short. Let's just put our differences to the side. Nah, we got these differences for a reason. Let's just keep them like that. I don't wish you no harm. I don't wish the worst for you, and I hope you don't wish none of that on me. But you can keep all your good graces where you at, man. Like a time of sorrow when you feel like someone down and out and someone weak, and you want to try to come in and prey on a motherfucker and shit, try to think you're gonna weasel your way back in somebody's life. Nah, that shit don't work over here. And I know people, they accept people in their life when they're going through a loss, when they're going through a hurt. Whether you just got out of a relationship, you lost someone close to you, you just depressed or grieving for whatever reason, and all those toxins and all those impurities and people that you got out your life for whatever reason, you welcome them back in your life because they portray themselves to be something that you need at that moment, and you don't need that. They are still the exact same person they was before tragedy. Or maybe they the ones who caused the tragedy. I don't know. But listen, don't get yourself in a fucked up situation, because all you're going to do is get into that situation, then you're going to be thinking to yourself later on like, damn, I knew better. How the hell did I end up back here? Now I got to go back through this whole process of ridding this person out of my life, and whatever type of healing time or whatever you needed after getting that person out your life, you got to go through all that all over again. It's a whole fucking reset. If your immune system is down, stay away from people who got germs, because you're going to get sick, and you're gonna get sick bad. It's the same thing when you going through some things. Man, stay away from them people, man. If it wasn't love before that, man, it ain't love right now. Straight up, it ain't. I don't care how anybody feel about that. I don't care if you feel like it's a personal shot. Because look, if you been fucking with us, if you been rocking with us, everything is understood. And you wouldn't even take nothing this personal. You wouldn't even be reaching out to me constantly. I'm not responding to you. I'm not responding to you for a reason, because I don't rock with you. We ain't been rocking with each other. Then you want to hit the Instagram page like you rocking with the campaign over there. You don't even know my people. You don't even know these folks. You just want to be nosy. But I can tell you this much: if you want to get to know them, we got 3 seasons up. A Drug Dealer's Dream on YouTube. Go check it out. We got great guests on there. We got great conversation, man. Shit, watch a whole marathon of Drug Dealer's Dream podcast. We got plenty to entertain you on now. I promise you we do. Shout out G, shout out Blanc. The dream continues. You feel me? But I'm about to cut this podcast episode short. I just really came and did this because this is what I'm supposed to do, regardless of what the fuck I'm going through. Feel me? I appreciate you. I appreciate anybody who done tuned in, who done came on, logged in, fucking with me. Man, thank you. Like, for real. I mean that. Thank you. Once again, my name's Sensei Chop. This has been an episode of the Good Friend Podcast. I may not be the friend that you want, but I'm damn sure the friend you need. I'm going to tell you what the fuck you need to hear. Straight up. Rest in peace, bro.
Sometimes it seems like everyone close to me is not where they're supposed to be. They got a hold on me, and I just wanna ride away. Help me clear these thoughts trapped in my mind today. Ain't no help required, I'm gon' find a way, right away.